Hi to everyone, and today we will try to make some in-betweens for your scene and try to do this which way and how to do this I'll show you. And very important thing too, when you did your drawings you have to think not about the in-betweens as like I would say just the drawings which is fill out the spacing between them, but you have to think about position for this, like where your in-between is supposed to be and which place. That's very important, you know. And let's play our scene which was previously done. It's actually very similar to show you previous one. The only thing I had some breakdowns, you know. Breakdowns shows that some partials of the character is not moving really in the same direction or the same time as whole body, or you know, basically I would say all parts. It's just exception, you know. That's why it's breakdown. It's called breaking down the line where character and how character moves. That's why it's breakdown. Let's see what we have here. Very important here to see. I see here numbers. Number 1, and I hold for 6 frames. The animation, if you need to show something like say it very quickly, but not just the move from move to the move without any stopping, it's a kind of small pause, and the pause is about to show you what's character thinking or the kind of mood he has. That's why you need something like that. I would say that 6 frames is a comma, you know. It's you have if you like your animation, it's a phrases, right? You have to think kind of like ways commas. Here's comma, 6 frames, and after that you see 7, 8, 9, and 10. That will be actually 11. Yeah, 11 turning. That's a breakdown. You see, that's a breakdown. It is breakdown. What reason? Because you know his hair kind of drag here, really drag. You see, and his eyes is closed. But all other stuff, it's actually already in between. And I would say let's start to do that. First, you'll see which one is the middle one, or middle between your drawings. Middle one will be looks like 8, right? Oh, 7, I'm sorry, say 7, yeah. And we'll see here, I'm sorry, I just need to will finish this bit from here to there. 7, right? In 8, 8 and 9. We need to do 8, right? Number 8. So let's see if we have to draw first our first in-betweens. And in this case I always recommend just to add a bit more light here, and always flip, when you're in between you have to flip. That's about like that, you know, always flip. You check everything you're doing. It's just a bit of these two appears, you see, like that. and we have to add some sides. It's not lines. Always big mistake when people thinking in betweens it's lines between lines. No, that's a really big mistake. Actually, it's a shape. I remember my teacher who actually teach me how to rough in between. He told me, Sasha, you have to draw your in between. Draw. And what you have to understand, it's kind of like very creative way, you know, to make in betweens. Not just, you know, straight lines again, but feel what you draw. Feel the character. Feel his shapes. His proportions, same way. And you see here, maybe opacity here, maybe more here. And if you see this right here, it needs to be very precise, in the same time loose, precise in the shapes, but in the lines it could be just a bit loose, which is really good. It gives you feelings, kind of sketchy feelings, you know, but precise in details and precise in shapes. Now this one, right? Yeah, kind of tricky one, but yeah, you have to feel what's going on with that position and what's happened with the partials. Like this, you see arcs here, arcs, and appears his fingers. Maybe like this. See? Try to feel what's going on with that shapes in a space, right? Like I said, maybe not that quite right, but that's okay. You know, you have to feel it. You have to feel it. And again, rough animation is not about just making lines in between lines. No, it's about in between drawings. It could be this way. Yep. And here, be very precise. Always flip. So also my teacher told me, I remember told about my rough in between art teacher. He said, Sasha, you can break your lamp. Break your lamp. It's actually not necessary to have it. I said, why? Because you have to draw your in-betweens. When you flip, you have to feel what's going on with your in-betweens. And there has to be there. See, right there, and right there. Just flip, more flip. You feel what's going on. See, flipping helps you a lot. Yeah, I need just, more clarify that lines in rough animation. And right there, right? This part, it's very subtle movement. Be precise when this movement very subtle. Actually, be precise when it's a movement of broad too. Doesn't matter what kind of movement you have. Still needs to be very precise. Okay, we're done with 7 and 9. Now we have only 8, right? 8 is actually between 1 right here, right? With 7 and 9. That's a tricky one, but we need just flipping, and it helps a lot to feel what's going on. 8, 8. Just a moment here. It needs to be a bit so, some kind like that. Okay, what's 8 here? I will do the middle one. Why not? Middle one and close his eyes, because when character turning his head quickly, he closing his eyes. Still like this, ears like this, and his hair. Arcs, make sure it's arcs here for the nose. To be precise here. And see, we almost here, right? There, there, and there. Very gentle turn for his hand. His shirt. Now you see right there, sleeves, and sorry, in between, right? Kind of like this. And his fingers. Looks like it works. Looks like that. Just like this. It's a funny character. He's a kind of, let's call teenager, probably. Or anyway, very young man. And you have to draw him not too much, his partials, not too much overlapped. It needs to be like in control. He's supposed to be everything in control. So we're done with the first part. Oops, you see? Oops, oops. Now, see 11, and we have 18, and again 6 frames for hold, at least. Very important, this is breakdown for his eyes, because it's reaction, you know, it's reaction, his reaction. You have to do this first, and you have to hold it, everything kind of like this. Just trace it back. It's hold only his eyes, right? Everything has to be done. I need just trace it back. Oh, like this. Yeah. 5, 7. Maybe like this. Just flip it. Flip it, flip it. And trace it back, everything. Trace it back. It has to be, how it's called, maybe not really precise line by line, but close to that, because it's rough. It's rough. I remember when I was at Disney, rough in-betweeners supposed to draw like my style. It's really hard, you know. And one day when I see my scene with in-betweens, I was amazed. It was like, oh, okay, where's my drawings? I can't find my drawings, because drawings, in-between drawings, was absolutely the same style as I draw. Can you imagine? And the only numbers is different, because numbers I can see, what this is not my numbers, but style, drawing style and line style, absolutely the same as I did. I was amazed me a lot, because when I started to do my in-betweens and another studio, they don't care what kind of style you do when you're rough in between it. Okay, now you see 18, 20 is no in-betweens. 21, no in-betweens. But 21 to 23, we have one in-between. Interesting thing. Why? Just a bit more pronounced with lines. It's a closer to 20, 21, but you see this X, right? It means it's a middle right here, and there's no existing in between. They don't exist. But from the middle one, you have the half. Middle one and a half means like this. You see, if it's 21 and 23, middle one doesn't exist. But you know, it has to be middle. And you're doing this 22. See, it's interesting thing. You have to just try to feel where this and how this works. Let's see, 22, which is means, you see, this is half, it's not exist, it's right here, right? and feel this way. Feel this way. Of course it's not simple, but we have to try anyway, right? We have to try. And that's like this. Try to feel it. Overlap here. Here it goes down, you see here. But it's closer to 21st, right? Go close to 21st. You're very welcome. Yeah, okay, yeah. I think if you actually work with that, and I'll show you more. Yeah, and it's piano and 30, right? Asking me or tell me what's going on. Yeah, see, and continue work with that. Again, feel this form and shape, and you see the arc. It looks like this is supposed to be right here, right? An arc. This is an arc too. Inside, goes more this direction. Okay, that's like this, and here too we have here and here, right? Just when you have arcs, it's no problem. Usually it helps you a lot to feel what's going on with that shapes. And this is closer to, this is for shortening, you see, no big deal, has to be for shortening. And here, and this part, it looks like a drag, right? This part is drag, this part is drag. See? And again, closer to that, which means not really turn yet so much. Same here. Why we do this? Why it's actually it's favor to the 21st, because when the character is in the position, down position, right, you have to show his weight. Weight gives you feelings, the character is alive, not just drawings. You simulate weight. Actually, I'll tell you one thing really important. Weight is probably hardest part to do. Not probably, exactly. And here is more feelings of the weight. You show some kind of, what's called, existing of, hold on, yeah, inertia, inertia, it always shows you the weight. And that's why it's so important. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, just miss it. Right here. If you see, sometimes you need to make some partials or some parts of the characters longer than they are. Why? Because it's a principle. I'll show you one thing. See, there's the ball, right? Why they're doing this ball, right? Why? Almost nobody asking why, but it's so simple. You have to remember. The ball itself still roundish, right? Still roundish. It's not like egg shape. No, but this part, see, this part is blurring. When you see the image on a film, on a single frame, you will see blur. And Disney, when they decided if they just trace it back, all this spot together, ball itself plus blurring, that's why it looks like this. Same with some kind of, like I said, parts of the character. If arms, it moves fast, you need to make them longer and bigger. That's what gives you a feeling of this kind of movement. Okay, anyway, we're almost done with 22, right? Yes, done. Let's play what we have right now. See, really good snap like this, right? Very hard to do, by the way, snap, because most of the time it's easy way, and beginners always do that way. They make everything smooth. No, it has to be some kind of snap, like ping, ping, ping. You see, that's why it's so important. Snap is really important. His reaction, right? And you see here, it's a bottle. He catch the bottle. You remember that? I hope you remember, right? So now we have from 23 to 27. What we have to do? Actually, I recommend to make more in-betweens toward 23, right? Which is 23, 26, 25, 24. That's what it is. Again, it's kind of inertia too. Inertia. Boom. The ball is an upper position. With ball in upper position, he's kind of slow in to this position, right? In a highest position. Slow in. Same way here. You see, slow in and slow out. From highest position goes down. What we'll do? We'll do 26. This, click on that, and you will see here just a bit too many drawings. We don't need so many. That's enough, right? One more. Oh, like this. Hold on, 3, or maybe like this. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, okay, let's see. That's the middle one, right? That's the middle one, always flipping. You're always flipping, you see? Same here. Try to work with shapes. His eyes is very important. First thing what audience see on the screen, it's eyes. Even we talk to in real life, we talk to anyone, we were actually always looking at his eyes or into his eyes, whatever. Right, and flipping here, try to understand what's going on with his boots or sneakers, whatever. It's turning. It's turning. See? Same here. Try to understand what's going on here. And his knee. It's important thing not start to in between this one and goes down. No, you have to kind of like define the top and the bottom to feel the character in the right place. And his proportion right too. Okay, this and his pants and sleeves, right? Sleeves is supposed to be right there. One, and this one, I would say almost on the same place. Almost, not quite, but almost. I call these parts anchor. When you actually study live action or study something, films, you always can find anchor. You know, everything moves, but some parts or some points, it's almost the same place. Not unless like a kind of nailing, you know. That's amazing, and that's why if you see here, it's no big deal that it's not, you know, moves at all. It doesn't move at all. And you see this one, it's important. Keep the arc. Keep the arcs. Keep arcs. Keep. Any questions? If you have any questions. Arcs for, by the way, interesting thing. First, I always recommend to draw his thumbs, character's thumbs, like this. And after that, you can draw all fingers and palm of the hand. You see here, that's his the edge of the, hold on, kind of like this, his shorts, edge of his shorts, and let's see here, and that moves back, right? This part that moves back. And continue this way. You have to feel what's going on with the thumb. I always recommend to draw some kind of, I call this comfortable position for the character, not a position which is really breaks character, right? It's kind of like this. Just I need to adjust something. Maybe even like that, you know, like that. When I feel, I'm sorry, but I feel it could be more wider movement. more like that. And this one could be more wider. Could be like this. Yeah, when you again create your in-betweens, you have to be creative. If you create, you have to be creative. In here too, you see here, and this part of his boots or his sneakers. His waist level. Now that was 26, right? 26. Now we have to create 25th. It's way easier, right? 25th. Because it's closer to previous extreme. It's closer. What I recommend when you work in Blender, it's easy, you know, you can do precise drawings like this and feel it, what he feels. Very important, not just lines. Try to feel what he feels. Okay, like this, and like this too. Feel what's going on with his hair. And his ear. And very precise in-betweens in this way, because it's so close. You know, every line is getting really big, and we will see what's really happened with every line. It could be like this. And here, this kind of tricky one. But nothing can be hard for us, right? We can do everything. Okay, and this part too. This part too. See, we just flip it and see what's going on with these fingers. Fingers goes down. And turning down everything, and here try to feel what's going on with the shapes of the character. and this part too, and this one is almost in the same place, right? Even with that kind of movement really broad, we have to be very precise in the shape. See? Very precise in the shape. Draw shape, no lines, like I said. In between shapes, no lines. Okay. And this one will be 25th, right? 25th. Maybe and this will be enough. Then go like this. Okay. Clear. Clear. Crystal clear. Try to define a shape, shape, and shape again. What's happened with the shape in perspective? Same here. Some details could be not really precise, but it's no big deal because, like I said, this is only rough in between. It's not final. But to feel what's going on with main shapes, right, when they're turning like this, like a boots is turning, you have to be very precise with feelings, right? Like this, you see. Very simple, very loose, but precise. Same time precise. You can play even like this, you see, palm. You see here, it's pretty close and very simple to see any kind of imperfection stuff. But when you will tighten it down, or I mean clean it up, when character will be cleaned up, they adjust it, it's no big deal. Don't be worried. For you now it's very important to work with big mass, big shapes, big mass. And we'll see now what we have. See this, how it works? Boom. Boom. One more time. Oh, I'm sorry. Boom. Yeah, that works this way. And we still continue to in between this part. See, because we need precise in betweens for this kind of turn. His hands and his sneakers too. You see the turns too. Unfortunately, maybe you won't see here. I mean, in this area, it's a bottle here. You don't see that. On the right, top right angle, it's a bottle. That's why he's looking there. this way. Yeah, but we need more in betweens, but it could, you know, it could be even 22, 23 and 2 frames for 23. Huh? Times? What do you mean? Ah, 10 more minutes maybe, no? Yeah, yeah, if you have any questions, yeah, like I said, we just show some, let's say, some most important in-betweens, because lots of in-betweens here needs to be done, but we don't have much time for that. See, from 28 to 30, it's just from 26 to 27, and 28 to 30. We'll do this in 29, right? 29, which is just the one middle, in the middle, in between. 29, 26, 27, 28, and 29. See here, right between his nose, his eyes, his mouth shape. He's gonna close his mouth and looking up, very important, looking up. And still drag his hair, this part too. See, just simple. And his hand, and here his hand too. It has to be this arc. Oh, excuse me, not quite right. Yeah, right here. Right there, and you have to think what's happened here. See, very important too. Feel what's going on with his shoulder, his sleeves. Actually, one sleeve for here. And his knee, and squash the boot. Not all boot, just this part, right? Boot or sneaker, I don't know. It's kind of like this. And let's play again. You see, very good snap now, right? And here It's very important. You see here, this part is very fast. This is breakdown, and this is breakdown just partial. See the partials only, but this one needs to be draw precisely. .26, 28 could be on twos. This very rough or very fast movement, very fast, very broad. That's why we need to draw some in-betweens, because spacing between drawings is so big, you need to do some in-betweens. His emotional feelings, emotional states needs to be done too, not just, you know, just draw some kind of, I would say, drawing his body, his I don't know, arms, legs, and so on. Yeah, emotional here. This one is most important. And you see drag his hands more. It gives really good big snap. And if you see here, you're pushing his knee up front. Very important. And his sneaker absolutely squashed here. Squashed. This is 29, right? Be just a bit more precise here. Just a bit more like this. And this is breakdown. It's a breakdown again, you see, for two parts only, right? See, for his head, hairs, right? And his arms and hands. Eyes, very important. Number one. Number one is eyes. Always. Always. And you see here, could be even bigger. You push the perspective, exaggerate it, because the distance is so big. You need to fill up this distance, this spacing. Stretch. And his body. And this one too. Again, this is still drag. This is drag too. Now, his pelvis. See, again, most important to remember, any in-betweens, you have to draw them. Make like a drawings, not a lines, between lines again. not lines between lines. Never ever. It's a drawings. You have to be creative, maybe even more. In gold era, you know, when Disney just was on the top and his animation was #1 in the world. At his studio, they have assistants. They call not in-betweeners, they call assistants. Why? Because, like I said, they draw these in-betweens, not just, you know, mechanically in between them. No, that's the point. That's why all these pictures, those period, very, very lifelike. That's it. Yeah, if you have any questions, as anybody, yeah, I will answer, most definitely. No questions? No?
Complete.
Complete?
Are you fine?
I think so. Yeah, that's what it is. You see, very simple. Very simple. Just like this. And any lines you draw is not lines. It's a shape. It's actually, I'll say, the border of the shape. Border, border, border. Then it's not quite right. Right here. And right here, sleeve, arm.
Is it last in between? Is it last in between?
Last in between? Yeah. Yeah, this will be last one.
Let's see.
Nose. Eyes. And bottle. Like I said, you don't see maybe bottle here. Oh, you can see it, just very little, right? The bottle is right here. Bottle. His hair. Oh, excuse me. Not quite right. Yeah, like this. You see here, eyes and his arms. And this one too, very important. Can anticipate to grab it, see? Huh, interesting. And right there. Right there. Almost done. Almost done. And try to feel characters' weight, characters' appeal, and characters' construction or anatomy and so on. So yep, yeah, we have this part already in between. You see here, very active. Important thing, any really, I would say, broad and very active dynamic animation needs to be done on once, better way of course. But sometimes, I remember when I was working at Disney, managers, they said we have to work as possible on twos because it's a pricey, you know, work on ones. So one drawing, it's a one price, right? Two drawings, different price. That's why if it's possible to do on twos, studios prefer to do animation on twos, but better if it's on ones, when it's really animation is so intensive, dynamic. I'm sorry. Okay, I have one question. If somebody just, you know, watching us, watching my stream, my question is like that: if you prefer better time for you, like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock p.m., 7 o'clock, maybe even 8 o'clock, maybe 4 o'clock, just let me know. That will be that will be good, you know. Just let me know. Please type in comments if you can do this right away. Yeah, unfortunately I see here, you don't see the bottle here on the right side. No, you see bottle, but now, yeah, but on the very top, that's it. Yeah, that's enough for today. Maybe we continue next time, show you more interesting stuff. If you wish, we can talk about this and basically it, I think. And remember, character is number one. Any drawings you do, any I would say any feelings of this character needs to be put on this animation. Plus his eyes, his expression, it's number one. Now, of course, it's spacing, timing, and so on. We're going to talk about spacing next time, and timing maybe too. That will help you more to understand what's going on with animation. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Bye bye, and see you next time. See you next time. Bye. Have a good one. I hope we will see you soon.